Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here. It's a beautiful Friday morning, February 11th, 2022. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time to talk about strategies, tips, techniques, success stories, and such. Today is a very important training session because it reflects a change in process for our access to capital clients. So let's always start with describing the problem, and then I'll go through as I emailed each of you this morning, and as you should also see on the screen, our proposed solution. So the access to capital setup is pretty sweet. Clients come in, they have no upfront cost. We help them apply for their first tranche of financing right away. And our typical client will get 3 to 7 cash offers. How much that adds up to will vary. It's rarely above 70,000. Sometimes it's above 50,000. It's often 10 to 20,000. It's going to vary based upon the credibility of the client as they come to us. Because at this point, you and I have not worked with them yet, right? We've not built their loan package yet. We're taking them as they are and helping them see what they qualify for their first tranche of financing at the beginning. So what do you and I know? You and I know that some people are not credible enough on paper, and I'm not being demeaning, I'm just objectively. On paper, they're not credible enough to get any cash funding offers. And to be honest with you, we've tried a few different strategies and resources to figure out how to best help that clientele, because we do not want to screen out people. So people that do not qualify for cash funding, we very much want them in the program. We very much want to work with them. We very much want to help them get from where they're at to where they need to be to qualify for the minimum 100,000. So we're not looking, nor have we ever looked for filters, but we needed to figure out the best way to help those who do not qualify for one or more cash funding offers. So here we are. This is what we're going to pivot to effective today. So I'm going to make this a little bit larger, and I'll scroll down as we go through it. All right, so training today, February 11th, 2022. The topic is a new process for access to capital clients who do not receive a cash funding offer for FTF, and that stands for First Tranche Financing. That's that very first round of financing as soon as they come aboard. So the subtitle here is Assist Your Access to Capital Clients Who Did Not Qualify for Cash Funding for their first tranche of financing by enrolling them in the small business certification to get their loan package for only $396. And that can even be broken into 4 payments. So earlier this week on Monday and Tuesday, we did a soft launch of the revised small business certification program. If you did not either attend the live Zoom sessions on Monday and Tuesday or listen to them afterwards, this won't be quite as clear, but it's still an important message. In other words, if you're not familiar with what we talked about on Monday and Tuesday, I strongly encourage you to go back and listen to those trainings. So how does this work? Because what you and I know is that the loan package, it's worth probably $5,000 to $10,000, but we'll set that aside. It's priced at $2,500, right? Every access to capital client, that's what they know. That's in the agreement, that there's a $2,500 refundable deposit. So again, the problem that you and I are trying to solve today is what happens if the client's first tranche financing doesn't cover that. So now we're kind of left, what do we do? Well, we've had a couple different guaranteed financing options that we've made available. And frankly, I don't think neither of which have worked as we had hoped. And thus, that's why we're pivoting to this new process. All right, so what is this all about with the grant allocation? Access to capital clients who did not receive a cash funding offer will now be offered the small business certification to provide them a more affordable way to get their loan package created, because we want these clients to be happy. We want them to be successful. We want them to be engaged. We want them to be compliant. So now we have a new way to help them do all of those things. So as I mentioned, the loan package fee is $2,500. Well, the truth is a lot of these folks that are not getting a cash funding offer, they don't have $2,500, and even making payments on $2,500 has been a burden to them. We do not, you do not, I do not. We do not want to be a burden to our clients. We want to empower them, give them a hand up, and assist them in getting their loan package created and that guaranteed $100,000. So the way that this will work is we'll provide a $2,104 grant allocation to access to capital clients who didn't qualify for a cash funding first tranche financing offer. If you're a math whiz, which I'm not, I was up late last night helping my 6th grader do his math, which I didn't know the answers to, but 2,500 minus 2,104 leaves us $396. So now we're getting it really affordable. And as you'll see, we're not even asking them to come up with the $396 up front. So the grant allocation is applied to their loan package, reducing their out-of-pocket, here it is, to $396, which can be spread over 4 $99 payments. So as we'll get through this, you can see the mechanics is that we're going to offer the small business certification to access to capital clients, and it's optional, they're not required to take it. But if they didn't get a cash funding offer, they can use the small business certification, access the $2,104 of grant funding, and now they're able to get their loan package for a fraction of what they would have otherwise. So it's kind of an assistance, not a government assistance, but an assistance program to help those that are just not well positioned. I think it's very admirable that you and I are doing this for them. Okay, scrolling down. So this will be the option extended going forward, starting this morning. And you're involved with this. If you're a white label partner, you should proactively assist your existing access to capital clients who have not submitted their refundable deposit. So the words are important. So what we're saying is, if they've already paid their $2,500 refundable deposit, we don't need to do anything different. If they are currently in some sort of payment plan for their $2,500 deposit, we don't need to do anything different. But it's for everyone else that didn't get a cash funding offer, that's not in good standing. We want to bring them into good standing. We want them to be compliant. We want them to be happy. We want them to be on track for the end goal that we all started for. So let's briefly go through 3 client benefits, 3 benefits for yourself. We'll talk about action steps, and then we'll wrap it up. The client benefits of this approach is it keeps them compliant. Well, we want clients to be contractually compliant, because if they're not contractually compliant, that's called a breach. And when there's a breach, someone is responsible for the impact of that breach. Depending upon how they came into us, it may mean that the client has a balance, or if you didn't use our delegated mentoring and you're a white label partner, it would mean you have a balance for that client. So we want to keep everyone happy and compliant, so we can accomplish that through this. Secondly, of course, it helps them have their loan package created more affordably, because with the grant allocation, now they're down to $396 versus the full $2,500. And of course, ultimately, they're remaining on track for the full program, which includes the minimum of $100,000 capital raise. What are the primary benefits to you as a white label partner? Well, you have clients that are happy, because if I can highlight it, I can tell you clients that don't get a cash funding offer and then are faced with making payments for that $2,500 often are not happy. Now, they agreed to that, right? Those are the terms they agreed to when they signed up, but a lot of times they're still not happy. So here, what we want to do is make a change to keep them and get them happier. Number 2 is it's going to help you earn money up front. because through the small business certification, we get you set up as an affiliate or a master affiliate, and that's easy to do. And it's on the same link that we'll talk about here in a second. So you get set up as an affiliate, or what we'll call master affiliate. Then as your clients come in, you're getting paid off their small business certification enrollment, as you would expect. But also every participant in the small business certification can also be an affiliate with no charge. They get a free landing page. There's no strings attached, no production requirements. Well, you and I know some people won't do anything with that, but some will. And this makes sure that you get those valuable overrides. So you're getting money up front. And I guess I should have added, you also now can get ongoing overrides from their performance. And then probably of great importance to you is you're still positioned to earn the back end money off the client's capital raise. Because if they didn't ever complete their refundable deposit, didn't get their loan package, they never would have moved forward. And so then that performance fee wouldn't have been recognized. So I think some strong benefits for the client, some great benefits for you, our white label partners. Scrolling down. So we have 4 simple action steps, and I'll take any questions you have, and then we'll wrap up early today as we normally do on Fridays. All right, so what you need to do is submit your clients who did not receive a cash funding offer for first tranche financing. Right now, as we've talked about, we're in the soft launch mode. Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, is in the process of building out all the technology in the back end so it'll be automated. That is expected to be live by March 1st, but we don't want to wait until March 1st to start helping these clients, because right now some of them are scheduled to go to court because of breach. Some of you have balances that you owe us for clients you submitted that are not compliant. We want to clear all that ugliness out and get everybody on track. And this is a very simple way to do that. So you go to the small business certification link here. You submit the client in, of course, list yourself as the referral source. That's step 1. Again, once we're to the full launch where all the automation's in place, it'll be even easier and even better. You'll have your own link that'll be provided to you free. We're just not there yet, but we don't want to wait. We want to go ahead and help these clients now. Then what will happen is we will send them a small business certification Adobe packet. It'll come from Business Paralegal. And in the front page there, in the intro, it's going to state the following. So it's going to explain the deal we're offering them, but it would be much better if you've also explained it to them. So it's going to state, and this is cut and paste, the message to them. It's going to say, since you didn't receive any cash funding offers for your first tranche financing, you are eligible for a $2,104 grant allocation, reducing the loan package to only $396, which can be made in payments. And you and I talked about it could be $499 payments. Additionally, by enrolling in the small business certification program, which I'm clarifying to them, it's this packet. This is what they're reading when they receive the Adobe packet. You can also be an affiliate. There's no cost for that, of course, and be paid to refer others and be eligible for overrides, which is the same proposition I mentioned to you a moment ago. So if you have a client that didn't qualify for cash funding, you plug them into this process. Now they're compliant. We're building their loan package. You're getting money up front, and they're an affiliate of yours now. They may or may not do something with it. There's no production requirements. There's no charge for them to have a landing page if they want to do something with it. But I'm telling you, some people will, and those that do just continue to grow your income. That is a good thing. Action step 3, you need to encourage them to complete that packet. So once you've submitted them, we'll send them the packet. But of course, the goal is to get them to complete the packet. And so then once they do complete the packet, then they're compliant, we'll move forward. Number 4 is if they don't. So if they don't complete the packet, then it's status quo. Nothing has changed. Nothing, no obligations have been relieved. No breaches have been resolved. They're in the same spot. So with that being said, let me shrink this down, and I'd love for feedback, questions, comments from you all. Several of you were instrumental in helping put this together, and thank you for that. And especially Joseph. Joseph's one of our top white label partners. He's a licensed realtor out of Arkansas. And Joseph, thank you for your help with this late into the evening last night. Okay, so let me make this smaller here and let's start taking your questions. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. I've sent this to you this morning, so everybody has it. We're discussing it now. If you have any questions, we're going to cover it. But now it's your responsibility. Take Bruce, for example. Bruce, what do you have? Like 50 clients that you submitted and that did not qualify for cash funding. So Bruce, what you'd want to do is get really proactive, right? And say, hey, great news. We have a grant allocation for $2,104 that in fact will help you move forward, get compliant, build your loan package so we can go get you that guaranteed $100,000. But that has to be done by you, the white label partner. That's your client. You want to prompt them to do that. Now, if you wanted to shortcut it, I guess you could just submit them as soon as my screen catches up here. You could just submit them on the link that I showed you, and we could just send them the Adobe. But obviously, fewer people are going to complete that if you've not prompted them to. So this is the link I was talking about. Okay, so Peggy asked, how do we know if our clients didn't get approved for cash funding? Well, that should never be a question. So that shows a breakdown in communication if that occurs. We should be letting you know that. You have a funding coordinator. Her name is Madison. She can assist you with checking the status of any client. You should be having monthly reconciliation calls with our compliance department, reviewing every client. Where are they? What do we need to do next with them? So that the system has somehow failed you, Peggy, if you don't know which clients didn't get approved for cash funding, but we will resolve that. And it starts with you reaching out to Madison, your funding coordinator, and I will include Madison's contact information when I send the recording of this training out so you all have it. Thank you, Peggy. Charles asked, is the $396 refundable? No, it's not. It's not refundable. It's a fee. It's a reduced fee to go through. That money's being distributed with the affiliate, and we have 3 levels of affiliate payout, so it's not refundable. Great question, though, Charles. Thank you. Pete asked, in the event for the payments, what's the payment schedule, down payment? So it's 4 payments of $99, and they'll have that option. And it says that here. Once we have the full automation on the website, once Scott has all that built out, they'll be able to pay their $396 at the time of enrollment or set up their $499 payments. Right now, while we're in the soft launch, they're getting the Adobe, and the Adobe will give them those options. Thank you, Pete, for clarifying that. Daryl says he's having trouble with the white label setup. Well, no worries, just schedule a call with us and we'll figure out what help you need. I'm not sure where you're at individually, but that would require, I think, more of a one-on-one conversation. So just use my Calendly link or email me and we'll get scheduled, Daryl, and make sure. And that's for any of you that are white label partners. You should be set up. You should have worked with Scott to have your landing page. You should know what to do. You should be trained. You should be properly supported. And if for some reason that hasn't happened, for whatever reason, no worries. We can address that very quickly. You just got to let us know so we have an opportunity to resolve it. All right, so let's wrap this up so we can get out of here early on Friday. So today we had a very important procedural change that is relevant to clients that did not in the past and do not in the future receive a cash funding offer for their first tranche financing. So this can go back to your clients from long ago, and this can be applicable applicable going forward. So what we're going to do is pivot, give them an option to pivot over to the small business certification if they did not get a cash funding offer. Several benefits for the client of doing that, several benefits to you. If you don't want them to do that, so let's say that they didn't get a cash funding offer and you don't want this, then what you know as a white label partner, you should be collecting $2,500 from them, right? That's the deal. And we split that 50-50. So if you would rather collect $2,500 from them and not have them pivot over to the small business certification, that's fine. And that $2,500 typically is fully refundable. So this goes back to Charles' point. It's actually cheaper for them to pay a $2,500 refundable deposit because they get that back. The $396, as Charles asked, is not refundable, but that's up to you. So if you don't want your clients to be enrolled in be offered, I should say, the small business certification, as we just described, email us. We'll note your file as such. But then if they don't get cash funding, it's on your head, right? It's your responsibility to collect the $2,500 from them. So I would think this would be advantageous. Mr. Barchi's asking, is Denefit still available? So we've tried two different strategies for clients that did not receive cash funding. One of which was Denefits, which is third-party financing, guaranteed approval. And then the other has been the 0% financing. We have seen a high number of defaults on both of those. So people that signed up and didn't comply. And so that's not good. That's a waste of time, effort, and now they have yet another default on their file and they're facing even more collection and court costs. We don't want that. We want clients to be happy and compliant, not in court paying a bunch of fees. So is Denefit still available? Yes, technically it is, but we're going to be really cautious about offering that because people that sign up for either of those guaranteed financing, we've seen an alarmingly high number of defaults, and that's putting them in harm's way. Instead, I would encourage you, Mr. Barch and everyone else, to consider this as an option where they can save a lot of money and be able to comply and get engaged quickly. Now, I will add, let's say that you have someone, and this isn't referred to Mr. Barchi, but just in general, if you have someone that says, well, I can't afford 4 payments of $99, then that's really bizarre, right? They're coming to you for assistance to start or grow a business. They've came to you to borrow at least $100,000. I can promise you loan payments on $100,000 is going to be much more than $499 payments. So they need to find a way to be compliant. All right, let's see. And yes, I'll get Madison's information out to everyone so you all can get scheduled. And let's see, Renee asks, is the $100,000 accounts receivable? Okay, great. So yesterday we mentioned the promotion through the end of the month where we have the collateral support program that we are including for free for new access to capital clients that sign up between February 10th and the end of the month that have paid their $2,500 refundable deposit in full. We're actually giving them $100,000 of income producing assets to improve their balance sheet income statement. But that's the point, Renee, is that they have to have paid the $2,500 to get that. So this would not qualify, right? Because this does not include them paying the $2,500. So they couldn't combine offers if you want. And last question before we break, Gigi asked, is there a different contract? Well, yes, they would enroll in the small business certification. And so that's what I mentioned here at the bottom. My computer's lagging today for whatever reason, which is frustrating. But once you have submitted them here on number 1, it says on number 2, we're going to send them a different packet. Finally, it refreshes. And so that packet is going to be called the Small Business Certification Packet. It's going to have this message on it, and it's going to allow them to enroll in the Small Business Certification to kind of pivot away from the normal $2,500 refundable deposit to just this $396 fee for the Small Business Certification if they wish to do that. So yes, there'd be a separate agreement that's essentially replacing their current obligation of $2,500 and reducing it to $396, offering to set up 4 payments of $99, obviously 0% interest. So it's a no-brainer for in my opinion, for those clients that are not getting a cash offer. All right, well, let us know if you have any other questions. I'll get this recording out. I will get you Madison's contact information. She's your primary day-to-day point of contact on where clients are. If she can't help you, then she can get you with me or Scott or the compliance department, whomever needs to assist you further. Thanks, everyone. See you back Monday morning. Bye-bye.